Hello, good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Day five of GISH. We're so excited. We've got an incredible panelist today that I'm so excited to talk to. Adventure is something that I've always loved, and my parents thankfully gave me as a kid, and I'm as a father trying to give to my kids. But we should also be doing it for ourselves as adults. Like, this is something that we should be. You're embarked on an adventure right now with GISH. So who better to talk to than someone who is an expert explorer and a Guinness record holder themselves. So I'm going to be just a few announcements here at the top. Day 5, seeing amazing submissions coming in. Keep those submissions coming in. Keep creating. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling distraught, if you're feeling like you're not creating the thing that you want, just keep creating and keep uploading. Don't wait until the last minute. Please keep uploading. Read the rules and commandments again if you feel like you need a little bit of, context, or you need a little bit of a pick me up on what needs to be done, or you just want to waste time while you're sitting on the toilet. It's totally up to you. A couple of quick things that have come in here. Item 198, around the world and 8 kindnesses. Incredible. You're adding your pins. You are adding kindness around the world to at least 8 countries. It's phenomenal. Keep adding those pins. Sometimes you'll go too quickly and then we'll have to purchase more space on the map. It's okay. We get it remedied. Just let us know if you see that. But those map pins are quite inspiring. So please keep up the great work on that. Item 200, challenge number 200, the Twitter conga line has been a joy to watch. We've seen celebrities now starting to jump in on that, and people doing the conga in that thread. There are a few different branches of that single thread that are happening. It's okay. Just try to find the most recent reply. You're gonna have to scroll down a little bit because it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people now, but please dance with us. Dance is, as we've said, open to interpretation. Your level of ability or mobility does not matter in this case. Dance can be interpreted a lot of different ways. So dance however you define it. And then today we're going to be announcing one of our most important and crucial challenges that we do each year, the Change a Life item. We are doing something that is quite profound for a community halfway around the world, from me and from us and from Misha at least. It is Giles Dully, our ambassador, war photographer, philanthropist Giles Dully, has said it's his most personal yet. It's something that strikes at the core of his work, and we're going to need the entire community to pull off this tremendous move that we're about to make. So Change Life is coming today. If just be ready for that. Maybe get a little bit of rest and hydrate before you jump in, because it's truly an emotional thing. And then finally, just taking care of yourself. We're going to be potentially breaking a record here this week as well. And so who better to speak with about record breaking and going on adventures? Belinda, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Hello, it's lovely to be here.
I first want to say we are lucky to have you. You are a unique human being. You've created so much for so many people, and I'm so excited to get into the mission that you're on. But I'd love to talk about your story a bit first, if that's all right.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
So you are a fellow of the Royal Geographic Society, is that right?
Yeah, the Royal Geographical Society in London. It's been around for, I should know, hundreds of years. Yeah. It's like the home of exploration here in Britain.
Amazing. And so you were the skipper of the Seagulls, which is the holder of the Guinness World Record for a 52-day row around Britain by an all-women crew. Is that correct?
Yeah, we were the second ever boat and the first women to finally make it around Britain. There's been dozens of crews trying before and since, and I think we're still the only women to have made it round. So yeah, it was a life-defining moment, definitely. I've done a lot of expeditions beforehand.
Yeah, well, and I want to get into the explorations and expeditions and adventures you've had, but can we talk about this row for a moment? I don't know if people understand what that entails. Can you sort of describe the experience and what you went through to achieve that?
Oh,
If you
where do
can,
I start?
if it's too much, it's all right.
Imagine a 24-foot boat. It's a bit like, well, it's a rowing boat, but it's an ocean rowing boat. So it's closed at both ends. You've got two coffin-sized cabins at each end, and the deck, which is just big enough for two people to sit on with their legs stretched out. And then we left Tower Bridge in London and came out down the Thames, turned right, and kind of went around Britain for what we thought would be about a month, but it took us nearly 2. And we lived on that boat. It was completely non-stop and unsupported, so everything had to be on the boat. We couldn't have any resupplies, and it was completely non-stop, i.e. we rowed 2 hours on and off for the entire time. There was so sleep deprivation was probably the worst part of it. Well, there was a lot of type 2 fun. Type 1 fun in Britain is in sort of amongst adventure circles is fun at the time and fun afterwards. Type 2 fun is not fun at the time, but it is fun afterwards. And there's a lot of type 2 fun going on, but that's why I do adventures. Anyway, we'll come to that. So yeah, imagine 52 days rowing around. We had the busiest shipping lanes around Britain and some of the strongest conflicting currents in the world. So yeah, it was difficult, but it was worth it.
I was going to say that those waters, having been having traveled across that channel in probably the calmest parts of the channel, those areas are not calm. Those are choppy, intense waters. And first of all, for everybody watching right now, let's just all admit that GISH is perhaps type 2 fun over type 1 fun. It is something that people are cursing its founder, Misha Collins, all the time, and then subsequently look back and go, wow, that was a formative or profound experience, but maybe not great while we're doing it. What's the benefit of a type 2 fun to you? Because it's easy to like get instant gratification now with some of these experiences, but tell me about type 2 fun.
Well, you mentioned instant gratification. It's kind of the opposite. So let's face it, we've built a life that is very comfortable, and that's good. There's lots of there's lots of benefits to that. You know, I wouldn't give up medicine or ice cream tomorrow, you know, but because our life is so comfortable, and I'm not saying easy because we don't have easy lives, but because we've made sort of modern life so comfortable, we kind of forget that we were evolved, like we're supposed to have a bit of type 2 fun. We're supposed to have some discomfort and some challenges in our lives, because especially challenges that we've chosen, because those are how we work out who we are and what we're capable of. And it's only by choosing challenge and therefore becoming more sort of comfortable with uncertainty and even adversity, i.e. actual discomfort, that we can like really learn and grow. And that's how we find out who we are. And so type 2 fun isn't fun at the time, maybe, but afterwards, well, it's fun at the time once you understand it, because you know you're going to really love it afterwards, and you're going to feel that this pain or this stress you're going through is going to be worth it, because later on you're going to be sat in the pub with your friends talking about this for years on end. You're going to feel proud of yourself. So you not only find out who you are, but you feel empowered. There's so many benefits.
I think this is something that's uniquely relevant to my life right now. I feel like there are moments when I experience something and I feel better for it, and while I'm doing it, and I recognize like the value of it. But some of our greatest teachers are these hard moments, and it's all kind of relative, right? Like people are different sort of capabilities or thresholds for these adventures. How do you know your boundaries to find that type 2 fun? How do you know it's not just a terrible experience that you're not gonna, you know, how do you see your way through that?
That's a good question. I think by experiencing it, really. I think by little step. So the difference, I'm not talking about difficult challenges that come into your life that you haven't chosen, because trauma is a different thing. But choosing challenge, choosing something to go out and push yourself, you have some control over what you're getting into, but the beauty of it is also that you don't know exactly what you're going to find. So you take small steps. It might be that, you know, if you want to, some people want to climb Everest, but for a lot of us, climbing our local hill, or you know, a little, our mountains in Britain are a lot smaller than yours. Climbing one of our mountains is step by step to find out what you can do. And you don't, it's not like you have to get to Everest to achieve. Everyone's Everest is different, but it's about putting yourself out there, leaving your everyday routines, your everyday you, and going into another world, as it were. Whether that other world be your, you know, 2 hours drive down the road into a national park near you and going for a hike, whatever it is, or camping out for the first time, wild camping, camping on your own, maybe for the first time, hiking on your own. There's lots of ways of doing it. Going, you know, jump, wild swimming, we call it in Britain, you know, swimming in the lakes and rivers instead of a pool. Just you can make small steps, but as you do these challenges, you get hooked on the feeling that you get, the feeling of being alive at the time, the feeling of empowerment and confidence. I mean, for me, adventure is my therapy. It makes me feel confident, and as you do more, you want to do more. As I say, it's like this lovely, wonderful feedback.
I love that you said you get sort of hooked on the feeling of being alive. You've spent 24 years leading groups into the wilderness all over the world. I mean, including the Amazon, you know, Zimbabwe, New Zealand. You've taken an expedition of a group with disabilities into Namibia. Tell me about some of those adventures and what you helped teach people, or what you bring, what it's brought to you. I mean, because there's that being hooked on being alive. It sounds like there's this. The challenges are inherent within those expeditions. How do you build that in a way that helps people grow without, you know, making them afraid of sort of pushing on?
So I think it started that I recognized it worked for me. So when I was 18, I went to Africa. I traveled around Africa. I went on this big expedition. It's a long story, but my grandfather was a zoology professor in Africa. So although I'd had a difficult childhood, I'd experienced violent episodes in my childhood, and I had a really low self-confidence when I was at school. There was something that called me to go, and my grandfather was like he was my beacon of light. There was something that pulled me towards, at that time, I thought Africa, but also I think adventure was calling me. And when I went to Africa and I traveled and I did all this huge adventure on my own, which I was terrified at half the time, but just absolutely alive as well, I came back completely changed. And I've always, ever since then, I've recognized that adventure is my therapy and it helps me. Okay, that was a really big one. You don't have to do such big adventures. And then I spent my 20s, a lot, you know, my 30s doing big adventures, and I kept feeling this feedback. But I also started taking other people on adventures in my 20s, and it took me a while to understand it. But I kept seeing the same changes in other people that I had experienced myself. One of the real realizations for me was I was stood in the rain 19 years ago outside the Royal Geographical Society, and I'd just come back from this big expedition in the Amazon. I had a massive team of young people and scientists in the Amazon. We were stood in the rain, just kind of all sort of queuing in to go and present the expedition at the RGS, the Royal Geographical Society. And this woman came up to me and she said, "What have you done to my daughter?" And I remember it as clear as day. I was just like, oh, and I was like, oh no, is this the girl that was bitten by a bat and had to have this huge anti-rabies injection into her stomach? Was it one of the kids who got parasites? You know, I was thinking, oh no, I'm in trouble. And then she just gave me this huge hug, this massive bear hug. And she said, Alice is just so different. She's doing better at school. She's helps out at home. She's made new friends since the expedition. And this was 6 months after our expedition in the Amazon. And I realized then that the change that can happen through taking on adventures has this long-term effect, not just on me, but on other people, on everyone, I think for everyone. And so over the last 25 years, I could tell you hundreds of stories where I've been really lucky to be a part of taking people on adventures, allowing them to leave their comfort zone, you know, step by step, helping. It helps you to face fear, you'll face your fears, helps you to heal, helps you to grow up. It's really good for young people, for children. It's a really good rites of passage that we've lost from our communities. It's really good at building relationships. And also it's really good at finding meaning. So adventure is this like panacea, it's brilliant. It really, and I think it's more relevant now to seek out adventure and add adventure to our lives now more than ever before, because we're so divorced from it. And we've made these comfortable, but not easy, but comfortable lives where we're kind of, you know, we all have our routine. We've all been there. Alarm goes off, our routine of going to work the same way, we walk to school the same way, we do the same sort of stuff, we hang out the same people, you know, you can just mix it up in lots of different ways.
That's so powerful. I mean, we've been kind of dancing around this too, but your mission is really live adventurously, and you've been helping to do that. And by the way, we have a Q&A here. If you want to ask questions of Belinda, please do. This is your opportunity to speak to somebody who is helping us explore ourselves in the world. So please, by all means, ask some questions. But your mission, your life's mission is live adventurously. Can you, I mean, you've been kind of describing it so far, but why is adventure important? And why should we push those boundaries if it, besides the fact that we live comfortably, but maybe not easily, what other benefits do you see to that? And why is that your life's work, really?
Well, oh, that's a lot of questions. Where should I
There's
start?
no, I just asked you 17 questions in a row. So
that's all right. That's all right.
Please answer all of them. I don't, you know.
I think it's become my life's work because I spent my teens and 20s fighting to build my own mental health back and to find myself, you know, to find who I can be and to prove to myself that I'm not worthless and that I'm that I deserve to do what I dream of in life, just like everyone deserves to have a try, you know, at that. So then I spent my 30s and 40s and into my 40s now, just wanting to put that back, because I think once you find something, you want to share it. And the work I've done taking people on adventure has been, I've added to that with sort of 7 years of research into why adventure is so important. And I've been reading all sorts of different disciplines, learning positive psychology sort of just from books and the internet, and trying to piece together why adventure is so important. And I've finally written it as a book as well, because the book is like the message I want to share with the world.
And your book comes out tomorrow, is that right? It's Adventure Revolution, the life-changing power of choosing challenge.
Yeah, it's really exciting. My
so
first
exciting.
and probably only book, because it's just
publishing is its own adventure.
Work. Huh?
Publishing seems to be its own adventure. It's a big undertaking.
Oh, it's epic. And it's the sort of challenge, if you'd said to the 16-year-old version of me that I would write a book, there's no way I would have believed it, you know.
Mm.
But I think adventure teaches you lots of things. For example, like, have a go. What's the worst that can happen? Every time I'm fearful of failing, I think, well, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and often you think, well, the worst that can happen, actually, I can deal with the worst that can happen, but probably that won't happen. Probably, what's the good things that could happen? Oh man, it could be awesome. You know, you could make an impact, on a positive impact on people, or on yourself, or on your family, or, you know, whatever it is you want to achieve. So every time I feel fearful of something, adventure's taught me to think, what's the worst that can happen? The best, realize that I can deal with it. And also that if I can hike to the top of a mountain, row around Britain, this, that, and the other, the great part of adventure is that once you've done something like that, you don't only see the world differently, you see yourself differently. Mm-hmm. And you think, if I can do that, then maybe I can ask that guy on a date, or go for that job that I want, or whatever it is that you're maybe holding yourself back.
Absolutely. So we've got some questions here, but yes, we've put a link in the chat to the book. Comes out tomorrow. This is perfectly suited. You're all on an adventure right now, and if you're finding yourself holding yourself back, or there's an area in your life where you feel like you could use a little bit more adventure, and you want to be led into finding those things, definitely get this book. I mean, it is a revolution to be adventurous. I mean, this is something that occurred to me when we were talking. Is, you know, so much of the continent above water has been, so much of the planet really has been explored, but what's unique is we ourselves haven't explored it, and what's possible when you push people into that wilderness, into that like interior wilderness and the exterior. And that's, I mean, that message is so profound, and thank you so much for bringing that to GISH and to the world. That's incredible. Well, let's take some questions. Linda asks, what was your favorite but most surprising destination?
Oh,
that's a hard one. You've been a lot of places.
I don't know. I've talked about my first expedition to Africa. That was always my favorite, because that's the one that changed my life. But also, I'd have to say the other place is a little country I hadn't heard of before then, called Lesotho. It's in Southern Africa. It's a beautiful country. I met my partner there. We're still together 20 something years later. And we have a beautiful son together. So yeah, best day of his life, as I keep reminding him. We met there. So probably Lesotho, because I don't know, I not only met my partner, I think if you do things that you love and that make you come alive, you meet people that you end up loving and make you keep feeling alive, you know, whether it be friends or partners or colleagues. My best mates in the world are people I've been on adventures with, because you bond in that crucible of type 2 fun and challenge. You go through stuff that brings you together.
Yeah, it's a unique experience you can't really replicate. It's so powerful. I think it's Linnea asks, what do you count as an adventure? Maybe how do you define adventure for yourself, or in general?
That's a good question. It was something I struggled with trying to write the book. Like, how do I, you know, because you could say that you can live adventurously in all sorts of ways, by starting a business or writing a book or whatever. I define adventure as having 3 elements: challenge, uncertainty, and adversity or discomfort. Because I think you need to be a bit cold, wet, or tired, or whatever on a proper adventure. You need to be going into some uncertainty. That's where the magic is, really. And hopefully, after doing some adventures, you learn to get excited by the prospect of uncertainty rather than fearful of it. And that's a massive tool for life. And then, of course, challenge is the main thing. It's about pushing you out of your comfort zone, finding out what you can do, doing something you've never tried before, or doing it differently. And that's, like we said, that's how you find out what you can do in life, little by little.
Love it. Sunny asks, do you keep an explorer's notebook or sketches or photographs? How do you document your experience?
Oh, I wish I had kept more diaries. I wish I'd kept more diaries. I take a lot of photographs. So probably photos are the way that I remember things. And then I've worked as, well, not obviously, but I've also worked with a lot of TV explorers, with Bear Grylls and some awesome people like Bear. I don't know if you know Ray Mears and Chris Ryan in America, if they've got the same reach. But so a lot of the expeditions as well, some of the expeditions I've been on have been televised and filmed, so they're really good. That saves me writing a diary.
You can lug around the equipment to try to capture all of that so you can focus on the survival element of that adventure.
Yeah, I can find weird stuff for Bear to eat. It's like, what are you going to eat today, Bear? Worms or live fish or something,
You know, I think we have a lot of people here who are talking about how they are dealing with various anxieties. You know, it's an anxious feeling to either be alone or be in a new place. Do you have any recommendations on how to bring comfort to yourself? Because I think everybody, you know, for some it's just leaving their house. For some, it's speaking with people that is the adventure. Do you have any recommendations on desensitizing yourself or finding comfort in some of these uncomfortable moments?
I think small steps. I think, but the main thing is to start do something. You know, it's I think I'm naturally, I've got an anxious personality. The way that I try and focus on things now is that, or frame things now is that I could, you know, do I want to spend the next however long not doing those things that I really want to do, or do I want to try and get to them? And so to try and get there, I'm going to have to go through a few uncomfortable moments. But I would say definitely the first step is always the hardest. Like whatever it is you want to do, the first step takes the most bravery, takes the most guts. And then once you get through that, the feedback starts to hit. You start to feel a bit proud of yourself, a bit empowered. And then each step afterwards is a little bit easier. So I think just start, A, and B, be kind to yourself and just take little steps until you, and then just see where you are a year later. Just try and go for it.
That's great advice. I mean, you never know where you'll end up if you just keep taking small steps, right? Which in this time of COVID, obviously, like for everybody, there's different levels of open and different levels of access. And, you know, are there any things you'd recommend while people can't travel as much as they'd like? I miss going across the pond and seeing friends there so much. I mean, what can we do in our own local communities to sort of adventure a bit? Do you have any thoughts there?
I think you can even just camp in your sitting. If you can't leave your house, you can even camp in your sitting room. You know, just mix things up a bit. You can something I always used to do. I'm very lucky now. I live in the country, but when I lived in the city, instead of go for a run the same route every time, I'd use it as like an exploratory run, and I'd get a lot of. It would be really quite exciting at times to find new parts of the neighborhood and be able to run and see new areas, find new things. So I think it's just shaking things up a bit. If you see any routines, shake them up a bit. There's all sorts of good things you can do locally as well, like geocaching, or maybe you've got a river a river or lake close enough that's, you know, that you could go and swim in, or go out at night is a really good thing. I mean, obviously, be careful, you know, take sensible precautions. But if you go on a hike somewhere in the daytime and then you do it at night, it's way more exciting. You're using completely different senses, and you'll have a totally different adventure.
I love night hikes. I love nighttime presents so many different, you know, opportunities than the daytime does. And like you said, exploring new parts of where you live, if you can, you know, or camping out in your living room. Those are great ideas. Shall we present? Yeah. I mean,
they have new eyes for everything.
Yeah, I know. Or if you can safely be with other people and humans, you know, going with other people too, because they might also have never been somewhere and seeing it through their eyes is another way of kind of going on an adventure hunt.
Oh, it's amazing. I love seeing the world through my son's eyes. Yeah.
So true. Well, let's give everybody the item for this panel, shall we? I think this goes right in line with what we're talking about here. So, all right. Item 6, explorer Belinda Kirk teaches people about self-reliance and connecting with nature, but COVID restrictions have left many of us unable to leave home. So we say, bring nature to you. Create an authentic nature experience in your living room, complete with plants, beautiful vistas, and of course, Bigfoot or bears. Because obviously Bigfoot or bears are everywhere you go. Show us an alone or Survivor Man style video of your 24-hour survival in these woods. Belinda, thank you so much. I'm just gonna make sure everybody follows you across all the social medias. Explorers tweet, Explorers Connect, Belinda.Kirk3. Please go follow. We are so lucky to have you, and thank you so much for being here. You're such an inspiration.
Can I just interrupt quickly?
Yeah.
This is probably my fault because I'm so bad at social media. Sorry.
Yeah.
You can find me on social media, Explorer Belinda. Explorer Belinda. Sorry.
No worries.
Fault,
That's on us.
Sure.
We'll also be posting. You know, we've been posting posts across all of our platforms tagging you. So please go follow Belinda. Her book comes out tomorrow. Adventure Revolution. Get in on this revolution. We're doing an interior adventure with this virtual hunt, some external adventures, not as much as we'd like or we normally do in GISH, but this is great prep to actually go out into the world and get uncomfortable on purpose. And what a great example you set for all of us. So thank you. Thank you so much, Belinda.
It's been brilliant to speak to you. Thank you so much, Charlie. Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes, especially with item number 5 that we just put out here. Go get uncomfortable in your living room. That sounds like a natural thing to do.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck, everyone.
Camp out. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Cheers.